Hey, Noah? Okay, folks, it's 8 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. The Chairman Hatchett, correct me if I'm wrong, but the correct LC number is 337787S.
Correct.
Okay. From what I understand, this is a new LC number, so there's been one or two minor changes so that everyone will know what those changes are. Would you tell us where they are in the bill and what the changes are?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, the two changes are one's on page 60 and one's on page 61. They're little changes, but they're big changes. Line 2141, it's in the change. This change is in the process of page 60.
Line 2141.
Yeah, line 2141. What we did is we changed the level of evidence that somebody has to present to or prove as to the preponderance of evidence from clear and convincing. And what that does is it's more likely than not is how several lawyers have explained that to me. And this is in the process of an entity that exists contesting another entity coming to them and the level of proof that they have to show to the commissioner. The next change is on page 61, line 2166 through 2173. This was an addition I had made previously, allowing a physician to count indigent and charity care that they did in a hospital and in their office or other locations to be counted as indigent and charity care for a surgery center that they may be an owner in. And what this does is gives them the right to count that based on the percentage of ownership that they have in the ASC. So if they own 10%, then they get to take 10% of their indigent care they do outside of that ASC as credit toward the ASC's indigent care. That's the two changes from what we discussed Friday.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Chairman Parrish.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. There are parts of this that I like, and there are parts of it that I'm not so crazy about, like I suspect a lot of us are. But my question is this: would it be a fair statement to say that this is sort of the beginning of this process, and I feel pretty sure that this bill will get some scrubbing as it moves through the process?
I think you're absolutely right, because what has occurred, I understand, in the Senate, they met Friday afternoon. Senators Brass, Watson, and Burke met to come up with a compromise on their version. And, you know, you see very few bills that go from here to there or there to here that hadn't been scrubbed in some kind of fashion to make changes, make them better, or whatever. So that's a fair assumption. Yes, sir. Okay. Representative Prince.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In reference to the changes on 2141, is that consistent with, and I know we changed it from clear and convincing to preponderance of evidence, is that consistent throughout DCH's other thing as far as burden of proof type deal?
That I don't know the answer to that, Brian. I do not know the answer to that. There may be somebody here that could answer that, but I don't know.
May I have a follow-up, please?
Yes, sir.
And on the second change, just to make sure I'm clear, basically saying that a physician who owns a ambulatory care outside of the hospital, whatever he or she does as far as indigent care there can, or in the hospital, can count towards their private facility as well.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
And the question did come up, does that mean the hospital gets to count it twice? No, it's totally different. The hospital has its indigent care that it provides, you know, and then the doctor has what they provide. So they are separate.
And just for clarification, so that while in the hospital, that doctor performing that indigent care in the hospital that is separate. I mean, it would not
Correct.
count for the hospital.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Well, that looks like all the questions. Chairman Hatchett, are you making a motion that we accept this?
Yes, sir, I would love to make a motion that we accept this, and
Okay, move to pass.
Move
That's
to
your
pass.
motion. Do I hear a second? Got a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. No. Okay. All right. Don't holler. Just say yes or no. Okay, let's raise our hands. All in favor, raise your right hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All opposed? Do pass. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Meeting's adjourned.